Welcome to Boss Up Goddess. I'm Elizabeth Ann Atkins, and every night I go live, either solo or to interview trailblazing women who share their wisdom to help us all live bigger, better, and bolder. Tonight is a special episode of my show to celebrate Christmas 2020, specifically to celebrate the joy of Jesus. I had an amazing experience last night on Christmas Eve and this morning, and it reminded me of something that I write about in my book, God's Answer is No, Lessons from a Spiritual Life, where Jesus first came to me many years ago. Now, it's very unique because I never had a relationship with Jesus before, and I'll explain that in a little while, but I just want to share that last night I went to sleep and I was really missing the family gathering that we typically have on Christmas Eve. But this year, because of COVID, we did not have it. So I went to sleep in a spirit of gratitude and a spirit of prayer, thanking God, thanking Jesus for all the blessings that my family has, wellness, safety, all the things that I give thanks for all the time. As I was falling asleep, I reached out to Jesus and I asked, Jesus, there's some things I'm really worried about. Can you please just give me some comfort? And where are you? And please come to me. And all of a sudden, I had the most overwhelming sensation of Jesus's presence. It's beyond words, and I'm a writer. It was so warm and so comforting, such peace. Just it like infused my being with peace and love and joy. It was like pure bliss. And every worry, every bit of anxiety that I'd had over the past months, it just like disappeared, melted away. And this Jesus energy was so powerful. And so I'm devoting this show to the joy of Jesus on Christmas because I want every person on the planet to be able to tap into this feeling, this energy, this divine power that's there for all of us. I'm going to share how to do that, but I want to also share my story, that it shows how I got to that place. Because Christmas Eve, Christmas morning, Christmas Day have all absolutely sparkled with this joy of Jesus. So, as I said, I went to sleep with this feeling of, where are you, Jesus? Where are you? And I felt him say, I'm here. And then I saw this vision of him. It's the same vision that I'm going to read, that I'll describe. And I wrote about it in my book because when it happened the first time in 2011, it was mind-blowing, life-changing, mind-shifting, spirit elevating. Oh my gosh. Okay. So I want you to experience that. So back to my story about last night, how Jesus came to share this tremendous peace, comfort, and joy. And I went to sleep and slept so peacefully, like more peacefully than I've slept in months. And then I woke up. And when I woke up, I could feel the presence of Jesus. I could hear his voice inside me. And here's something I do. I sleep with crystals under my pillow. I sleep with rose quartz and amethyst. These crystals this one's peace and love, and amethyst is all about intuition and connecting to the divine. Amethyst is the color, it's purple, the color of your third eye, which connects you to the divine. I've been meditating for 10 years, and I've had some really beautiful, beautiful experiences in connecting with Jesus in my meditations, which I write about in depth in my book, and I'm about to share one of them with you. So I woke up holding on to one of my amethyst hearts. I must have grabbed it in my sleep and I was literally holding it. And what that symbolizes is love, intuition, and connection to the divine. And it was a message that Jesus was sharing with me that the answer lies in our connection to God, Jesus, angels, ancestors, all the spirits in the spiritual realm that are there to help us and comfort us. And so when I woke up, I was like blissed out on this Jesus love this morning. And I just want to share that I don't drink alcohol, I don't smoke marijuana, and I don't take any of those things that enhance psychedelic spiritual experiences. That's fine for those who do it, but I don't do any of that stuff. I don't even eat sugar and chocolate. so, so this is just pure spirit. And it's a source of comfort and peace that is available to us 24/7. And I'm going to share with you tonight on this Christmas special of the Boss Up Goddess show with me, Elizabeth Ann Atkins, some ways that you can connect to this energy that all of us have access to. Now, chances are your cell phone is not far from reach. It might be in your hand right now. And so you trust that your cell phone is connected wirelessly to the Wi-Fi that enables you to talk to any person on the planet whose phone number you have and access any information you desire on the search engines and apps. And so, just as you trust the wireless connectivity of your cell phone or other device, the same goes with your ability to connect with the divine. The divine speaks to us through intuition. Intuition, you can call it your higher voice, you can call it your higher self, you can call it the voice of God, you can call it the divine spirit, creator, source, cosmos, whatever your spiritual beliefs align with. That is a voice that is connected to the universal field of knowledge all around us. There are all kinds of quantum words you can use. So you can go explore the scientific part of this. Dr. Joe Dispenza does an amazing job of explaining this. I don't have to get into the science because I just know. That's why my book is called God's Answer is No, Lessons from a Spiritual Life. KNOW, as in faith and believing. Now, obviously, my belief system isn't straight up Christian. I want to clarify that the Jesus I'm talking about is non-denominational. This Jesus is pure love, pure source, pure God energy, sacred comfort, peace, love that makes you feel blissful as I have felt today and last night, Christmas Eve and Christmas Day, Christmas morning. I also want to share that my father was a former Roman Catholic priest who loved Jesus, loved God, and he taught us spiritual beliefs and peace, love, unity, human harmony that has no color, national origin, religious boundaries. We're all one, we're all people, we're all humans, and we're all spirit. And Spirit is that starburst of God energy that's inside all of us. And if you don't believe that there's electricity pulsing through your body to keep you alive, think about what happens when someone has cardiac arrest. How are they revived? With a defibrillator that delivers an electric jolt to the body. It restarts their heartbeat. That electricity, that energy pulsing through us is the spark of God energy that's inside of us. It's our soul, it's our spirit. And guess what? You can charge that energy on a daily basis through practices and certain lifestyles. And I've been doing that. And the more pure you are with your food, drink, media consumption, people, energy, practices, meditation, journaling, spiritual practices, and doing things that enhance your energy, such as crystals and essential oils, smudging your home with sage. There's so many things you can do, and eating a super pure diet.
All of those things heighten the vibrational frequency that enable you to tap into this energy of the divine. With your intuition, that enables you to get on this frequency. Think of it as a radio station. You know, when you're turning the dial or pushing the button and it's really staticky, and then you get right on the number and it's pure, clear, smooth. That's what you can do when you practice spiritual techniques on a daily basis that enable you to connect with this Jesus energy, this pure spirit energy. Now, this week, we just entered a gateway into the age of Aquarius. There was the Saturn-Jupiter trine on Monday, December 21st, which was also the winter solstice. Huge energy gateway that makes it easier than ever as part of the great anticipated awakening of humanity to connect with spirit. And what it did was present this crossroads where you can continue to stay steeped in the stress and the sadness and the struggle of the 3D world, or you can choose to ascend up into this spiritual realm while, of course, living in your 3D body, but connecting upward to this beautiful energy. And what that does is enable you to find peace and comfort and clarity as never before. Purpose, passion, because you better believe today, my creative vision, my genius zone as a writer has been on freaking fire. Do you want to connect to that as you embark on a new year? Yes. Yes. If you watch previous episodes of my show, The Goddess Show, well, it's Boss Up Goddess, you'll see that I'm encouraging you to use the slowdown, shutdown of the pandemic to go within, get still, silent, go into solitude, explore yourself, and figure out who you are, why you're here, and what you're supposed to do. So that when this pandemic is over and everything opens back up, you step out fearlessly, fiercely, bigger, badder, bolder than ever. But in order to distill down inside yourself to figure out what that is, you have to spend the time alone in silence, stillness, and figure out who am I and what do I want? Because chances are the pandemic and all the circumstances have presented a mirror into your life, into yourself, where you may or may not like everything you see. Major shifts, education, politics, healthcare disparities, socioeconomic disparities, all being magnified for us right now. Equality, justice, Black Lives Matter, Me Too. All of this has been happening this year to illuminate the problems in our society that we need to fix. And guess who is responsible for fixing them? All of us as the collective, because we have to tap into our own genius and provide the blueprints, the ideas, the visions, the solutions to rebuild a world that's bigger and better than ever. And the way you do that is to tap into this divine energy that's available to all of us to find out what is our higher purpose. How can I contribute to the world in a bigger, better way? No mission is too small to make a difference. Zero. We all have the power to share a smile with a fellow person. We all have the power to pray and project positivity on very stressful, scary things. And it works. It works. So my message to you tonight is there is this powerful, divine, amazing, indescribable energy available to all of us when we commit to cultivating a daily spiritual practice that will connect you with the joy of Jesus on Christmas. It will connect you with peace and comfort on a daily, everyday basis that you will feel intoxicated by without intoxicants. It will guide you to your highest purpose. It will enable you to enjoy your passion. It will enable you to love life moment to moment because that's all we have. It will immerse you in this tremendous sense of gratitude for everything. Pity parties, no more. When you shift, and this divine energy helps you shift into a spirit of gratitude, you look around in awe at everything. Even your food tastes better. Water tastes more refreshing. The hot shower feels all the more wonderful. Your blankets feel softer. You laugh harder. You feel deeper. You love, like you savor what you're doing, whether it's working or just lounging or sitting and feeling yourself sink into the sofa and just say, ah. Whatever it is you're doing, when you connect to this divine energy, it becomes a sensory extravaganza of life. Your sight, hearing, touch, taste, smell, and of course, your intuition are just on turbo, and it's delightful. I'm sure you've heard the word tantric. Tantric usually goes along with sex. Tantric living. The word tantric means experiencing the physical and the spiritual all at once. So tantric living is what this is all about. Because when you're connected to spirit, the physical experience that you're having is freaking psychedelic. I went for a walk today in the snow. It was 20 degrees. And I was in awe of the beauty of the pristine snow on the trees, the cold breeze biting my cheeks, the freshness of the air, the birds chirping, the Christmas lights everywhere. It was just beautiful. So I can choose to listen to scary news and worry about the pandemic and worry about all these other things because there's plenty to worry about. But when you connect with this divine energy, you just know it's going to be okay. This comfort is so indescribable. And I want to help you tap into it. But first, I want to share with you my first experience when Jesus came to me. I wrote about it in my book. I'm going to read a brief passage. Please let me share first that I grew up feeling no connection to Jesus at all. Zero. No Christ, no Lord. Even though I was born Catholic, I didn't feel any connection. In fact, I thought I was Jewish. And my father, and he, even though he was a Roman Catholic priest, he wore a Jewish Star of David, which is the equivalent of Christian people wearing a cross. And he was Native American too, and he wore a Thunderbird belt buckle made of turquoise and sterling silver. So he was kind of a rebel, and he was a rebel for his time. His beliefs are more widely accepted now that we're all one. We're all one people. We're all one spirit. We're all one collective humanity. And we should not allow race, religion, national origin, socioeconomic status, ethnicity, culture to divide us. That's what. And in fact, my mother's Black and Italian. So their interracial marriage symbolized their quest to showcase human harmony and cultivate it by having two daughters who are multiracial and on a mission to cultivate human harmony by publishing books written by people of diverse voices and backgrounds. So our life mission became that in a literary manner. Thus, my book. This is my memoir. So what happened was, I learned to meditate in 2010 by serendipitously meeting Dr. Rama Dwivedi. He is the founder of the International Society for Spiritual Advancement, and he actually wrote the foreword for my book. And Dr. Rama is Hindu, and he met my mother at the Secretary of State in line, or the DMV, depending where you live, in line to renew driver's licenses. And so the message is that when the student is ready, the teacher will appear, because Dr. Rama showed up serendipitously, met my mother, invited us to some spiritual vegetarian feasts and prayer experiences that were amazing. And then he invited us to their home, where he taught me and my mother how to meditate. Now, I had tried to meditate in the past, and it was awful. It felt like my brain was tuned to 20 different TV stations, all blaring weird stuff. It was noisy. It was just chaos. And he said, your mind is like a million wild horses, all running in different directions. But when you learn to meditate, when you learn to breathe and connect to spirit, you tame the horses. Oh my gosh. So he taught me this technique that I call sitting with Om, and I explain how to do it in the book. But basically, you're just sitting and you're saying Om, which is the universal tone that connects you to the divine. It's the, if you will, use this comparison of the phone, the password to Wi-Fi is secret, right? It's your password. But Om is the password to the divine Wi-Fi that connects you to this energy that I've been describing. Om. So what you do is when you repeat Om by sitting still and silently and breathing, it creates this sound bath that removes negative energy from your light body, from your being, and it connects you. It's like punching in your password on your phone to connect to the Wi-Fi, to have an invisible connection wirelessly to immeasurable information everywhere. So you say Om, and it connects you to this divine energy. So after Dr. Rama taught me this meditation technique, I did it every evening before sleep. Every evening. And at first, again, my brain was those million wild horses or 20 TV stations. It was not pleasant. But pretty soon, the horses began to tame, flow in formation. The channels started to lower the volume and turn off their screens. And suddenly, I was in this state of peace. My mind was calm. And then, practicing every night before sleep, simply sitting on my bedroom floor with my legs crossed, my fingers like this, and saying Om over and over just for a few minutes. I slept better. I felt better. My mind was clear. My anxiety eased. My writing was genius. I was writing multiple books at the time. My son, who was small at the time, thought I was just hilarious for but that was fun. But he knew it was benefiting me, so it was okay. But the point is that I began to cultivate this knowing. I would know certain things, and I share so many stories in my book about it. I would know, for example, here's a story real quick. My son and his dad were at Cedar Point and called, and he couldn't find his car keys. Now, Cedar Point is a huge place. And so I meditated. I just said, hold on, I'll call you right back. I sat on the sofa. I did my Om for a few minutes, and I got a vision. I got a vision of car keys on the receptionist's desk at the hotel check-in. I called him. I said, go to the receptionist's desk at the hotel and ask if they have any keys. He did, and his keys were sitting on the counter. And he's like, how did you know that? Because God's answer is no. So when you meditate, you cultivate this psychic vibe, this you flex your psychic abilities, and it's all about intuition. So doesn't that sound delightful? And guess what? This is free. You don't have to go on a retreat somewhere and pay thousands of dollars and travel. You can do it yourself. But let me share some other cool stuff. It serves as an internal warning system. Two things. One, years ago, I was dating a man and I was overwhelmed, even though I was in a very opulent environment, all was well, overwhelmed with this awful feeling, terrible feeling. This was quite a while ago. And then I got a vision of blood on the floor. I didn't know if it was mine or somebody else. I don't know. And I just wanted to run out of that place, run. But I didn't run. I just was like, I need to get out of here. So I did. But I heeded the warning. There was nothing in the physical to indicate any kind of problem. But I heeded that warning. It was not my imagination. Here's one more. My son and I were driving. I was taking him to sports practice, and he needed a snack like Gatorade and some trail mix or something. And the closest store was the gas station convenience store that was on the way to school. And I was about to turn into the driveway there, and I'm like hearing, don't go there, don't go there, don't go there. And I'm like, it's closest. We're going to be late if we go somewhere else. Don't go there, don't go there, turn, don't go there. And I'm like, okay. So I didn't go there. We were a little bit late, but we went somewhere else, got another snack. So listen, the next day I went to that gas station store and I learned that the very time that we were going to go in there and I was being warned by spirit, don't go there, they were being robbed. So I bet all of you have a story about your gut, your intuition warning you not to do something. And if you do it, there's not a good outcome. Or if you avoid it, you don't know what could have happened, but you were fine. Always trust your gut, your intuition. And the more you cultivate this spiritual practice, the more loud you amplify that voice. So let me just share, that was all the lead up to say that because I was meditating daily and flexing my intuition and tapping into the divine, one day, it was on August 20th, 2011, okay? August 20th, 2011 at 11:20 p.m. Now, if you know anything about like the spiritual meaning of numbers, ones, it says 11:20 on August 20, 2011. So there's two 11s in this mix, right? 11s are like really powerful spiritual gateway numbers because they literally look like a gateway into divine energy. Twos are all about faith. And so this is all twos and ones and two, three zeros, and zeros are obviously the starting point of something. So listen, this moment was life changing, and it's because I was meditating daily and it led up to the magic and joy of Jesus on this Christmas. Okay. The heading of this little section, see, is called Jesus Appears at 11:20 p.m. on August 20th, 2011. His eyes are large golden brown pools of love and comfort. As he casts them upon me, I am mesmerized. His face is angular with a wide jaw and a sharp nose. His brown hair flows in soft waves over his shoulders. He is stunning, with caramel-hued skin that shimmers as if airbrushed with diamond powder. Around him glows a great golden light, as if the sun is both rising and setting behind his head. This warmth, this immense power, electrified my spirit like a million sunbeams pulsing through me. My cells were dancing and sparkling like stardust, and I was overwhelmed with indescribable peace, love, and comfort. This is what happened when Jesus appeared while I was meditating. It was 11:20 p.m. on Saturday, August 20th, 2011. It was shocking, sudden, totally unexpected because I had no relationship with Jesus Christ. None whatsoever. Though my father had been a Roman Catholic priest, I had never felt Catholic or even Christian. And the idea of God's human son had never stirred me. So here I was, a week into filming a movie. I had a major role in a movie called Anything is Possible. It's on NBC streaming and Amazon streaming right now. Continuing my nightly practice of meditation in the fashion of that Dr. Rama had taught me. Before I could quiet the cacophony of sounds and moving mosaic of images from the day, the divine showed me this dazzling image of Jesus. I gasped. No words could quantify my awe. I marveled at the vivid hues of yellow, warm shades of brown, the chestnut color of his mustache and beard, and those deep, mesmerizing pools of golden brown that are his eyes. I opened my eyes. The image of him remained superimposed on the blank white wall before me. I closed my eyes and Jesus was still there. Why wasn't I seeing a darker brown-skinned Jesus with woolly hair that would be a more authentic appearance for a Middle Eastern man? A man who was a carpenter with skin weathered by sun, wind, and labor? Overwhelming comfort silenced the questions as I basked in his glorious gaze. Elizabeth, he said, everything you dream of for yourself and your family is going to be even bigger and better than you ever imagined. And I thought, oh my God, why is Jesus coming to me and speaking to me? Part of my dismay was that I had never prayed to him, ever. In fact, I had often believed I was actually Jewish because I just didn't feel the Lord or Christ. And while taking women's studies classes in college at the University of Michigan, I had rejected the idea of the Immaculate Conception as extremely sexist. None of that mattered now as Jesus filled me with a powerful knowing. I felt like the sun was shining in my room. God's Son, in fact, glowed like the sun, and the two words sound alike. Son, S-O-N, Sun, S-U-N. One and the same in his warmth and brilliance and magnetism. So just a short while before this, I had felt uncharacteristically lonely because my son was with his father for the weekend. That was not normal. I usually was fine. I was alone, but Jesus' presence declared unequivocally, Elizabeth, I am here for you. Was this normal? Did this happen to other people? Religious leaders? Had it ever happened to my father? Oh, how I wish I could tell Daddy about this. That's what I thought. Though he had died 21 years earlier, I sensed that Daddy knew what was happening, and perhaps he had helped orchestrate this magnificent blessing. Before he died, I had never spoken with him about Catholicism in depth. But this night, I experienced love at first sight. I fell asleep feeling immense comfort, as if loving arms were around me. I was euphoric and awoke the next day almost giddy with gratitude. Before I even opened my eyes, I praised God for that divine vision that I knew would change my life forever. Knowing that Jesus was with me was simply mind-blowing. But I told no one. The only place I shared it was on the keyboard of my laptop computer, where I typed the black words on these white pages that remained hidden in my computer until now. I knew that Jesus' appearance was real. I didn't want to hear anyone's skepticism or criticism. I had already heard enough critics and cynics asking me, well, if you have these powers from meditation, then why don't you know the winning lottery numbers? Plus, I didn't need anyone to affirm or confirm that Jesus really came to me, or that this was possible or normal or crazy or anything else. It wasn't a question, and it wasn't open for debate, because I simply knew. Now, that was the first experience I had with Jesus. And I go on to show many, many more amazing, what some might call psychedelic experiences that were transformative for me in mind, body, and spirit, enabled me to find power, purpose, vision, enabled me to heal, enabled me to write ingenious zones of creativity, and just absolutely discover a part of myself that I didn't know was there, and to connect with the divine in ways that I didn't know was possible. I've since become an intuitive practitioner, certified by Lori Lipton of Sacred Balance Academy in Bloomfield Hills, and I teach meditation, and I lead a weekly live guided free meditation on Wednesday nights at 8 Eastern Time. You can go to twosisterswriting.com to our store and sign up. It's free. And I love, 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 love to guide you through a breathing technique, an energy cleanse, a chakra clearing, and a guided meditation so that you too can connect with spirit. So, as I promised, I am going to share with you some ways that you too can connect with this divine, beautiful energy and feel the joy of Jesus, as we are today on Christmas, every day of your life. The first thing to do is meditate. Now, listen, this book starts with a quote, a scripture. It says, "Be still and know that I am God." That's Psalm 46:10. Be still and know that I am God. Now, you might think that means God is saying, I am God. What that really means is be still, which means get quiet, be still, meditate, go within, shut out the noise of the world, turn off your devices, and know that I am God, that there's God energy inside you. In some of my meditations, I did a spiritual retreat in 2013, and I write about it. Whole year, spiritual cleanse, strict vegan, as guided by spirit. Every single day consisted of meditation, Kundalini yoga with Maya Fines in Santa Monica. I love her. Prayer, journaling, exercise, super pure disconnect from news, music that has any kind of lyrics. I only listen to classical and gospel, actually. I didn't listen to anything or read anything that had any kind of negative vibe to it. I didn't watch TV. And when I needed to know something, Spirit told me to turn on the TV. It was such a trip. Again, no intoxicants included, nothing. It was pure spirit. So here's two examples of how that happened. This is about the knowing. One day they told me to turn on the TV because I needed to know something. It was like 6:00. I turned on the news. It was the day that Nelson Mandela died, one of my favorite heroes ever. Another day was actually Christmas Day of that year, 2013. I was meditating after yoga, and Jesus told me, turn on the TV. In fact, I think I have it right here. Jesus told me to turn on the TV, and guess what was on? Here it is. He said, turn on Oprah, Elizabeth. So I switched on the TV, and she was featuring Super Soul Sunday guests speaking about spirituality. It was magnificent and included Marianne Williamson talking about the 20th anniversary of her book, Return to Love. Then I did yoga while listening to a radio special with glorious church music, a sermon about Jesus and Mary, and the Lord's Prayer. I stayed in child pose for a long time, savoring pure peace and joy. As I meditated on the yoga mat, Jesus gave me an assignment for later. I was going to a brunch, and he told me to lead the prayer about family unity. So I was obedient to that. And here's the cool thing. When you practice this, you receive guidance and really pretty much assignments, like divine assignments. And when you execute those divine assignments, you are rewarded. You don't do them because you know you're going to be rewarded. You do them because Jesus told you to. And it's all peace, love, and joy. So any instruction that seems to come from somewhere else that's about hurting anybody or doing something bad, that's not the divine, and that's not what I'm talking. This is all love and peace and joy. Pure love, joy, goodness. So, just to clarify, the guidance, the instructions, the divine assignments. So, at one point, I was getting this guidance in my meditations from Jesus to do videos that I called Princess of Peace videos. And they were about specific things. And I did them. I honored this assignment. And guess what? As I did it, I would videotape. I would actually write a poem. It was like a prayerful poem, and I would videotape it and post it on YouTube. And hardly anybody watched. But guess what happened at the same time? My business at the time as a ghostwriter boomed. I was making more money than I'd ever made. It was amazing. And clearly that's a connection. Because when you're following these divine assignments, you are rewarded richly. And a lot of times it's not in money, it's in gifts or opportunities or people or trips or all kinds of things you can't really put a price tag on. You're rewarded with these wonderful gifts and experiences and joyous occasions. So let me see. I was telling you about how to cultivate this spiritual energy. Meditation. So I said, be still and know that I am God. Know that God energy is within you. Now, if you know anything about chakras, these are our non-physical energy centers in our body. They're like, you have physical organs, right? You have your heart that pumps your blood, your stomach that helps digest your food. Think of them as balls of light along your spine from your tailbone to the top of your head are the main chakras. These are organs of light. They glow and they spin and they circulate the energy in your body. You can almost think of them like a ceiling fan with a light. So the brighter the light glows, and then the faster the fan spins, the more the energy is circulated through your body. And each one rules certain characteristics. For example, your throat chakra is turquoise blue and it rules communication. Your heart chakra is emerald green and it rules love and healing. Root chakra is ruby red. It's all about survival and money. And so when you cleanse and clear the negative energy that gloms onto these areas of your life through traumas and negative experiences, you literally cleanse your spirit self. And so doing that is another way that you can connect to the divine, because you're literally clearing away, melting away all this negative energy that's glommed inside us. Now, if that sounds hocus pocus to you, listen to this. Stress is proven to cause headaches, heart attacks, stomach aches, diarrhea, anxiety. Stress is negative energy. You clear the negative energy from your chakras on a daily basis, just like you take a shower to clear the dirt off your body. It's the same thing. It's a way to cleanse your energy field. And the more you get all this gunk, smudges, shadows, negativity, trauma, pain, sadness, regret, guilt, the more you clear that away, the more clear your connection to the divine can be. And then you have moments where you can celebrate and feel the joy of Jesus on Christmas and every day. It's amazing. Your skin will glow. The sensory extravaganza of life will be all the more intense. Food will taste better. Pleasure will feel more intense. It's really, really amazing. You'll be aware of, like, you'll awaken to the serendipitous orchestrations of the divine every day. You won't think it's a coincidence. Spirit, Jesus, angels, ancestors are orchestrating this on your behalf because you're tuned in to this divine source of energy. Doesn't that sound like something you want to do? So meditation, being still. You do not have to go to a retreat or spend thousands of dollars to learn how to meditate. All you do is sit still, shut out the world, go within, and breathe deeply. Breathe in through your nose and breathe so deeply that your belly pokes out, and then breathe out of your mouth and expel all that air. And then you can do something like, I breathe in love and I exhale conflict. I breathe in peace and I exhale anxiety. I breathe in faith and I exhale fear. I literally get a buzz from that. Like, my head is swirling. You get an oxygen buzz. It's awesome. And then the fact that you're focused on your breath takes your mind to a soothing, calm place. So breathing, meditation, clearing your chakras, clearing your energy field. You're welcome to join me every Wednesday night at 8:00 Eastern time, right here on, well, actually it's on Zoom. And you can go to twosisterswriting.com and register. And I can guide you through it so you can learn how to clear your chakras on your own. And I have a recording of it so you can do it. And it just makes you feel awesome. The people who've been doing it with me for at least a year and a half are having transformative life experiences. Transformative life experiences. You become less reactive. You become less stressed. You become calm in the face of really scary things. And it's such a blessing. And that group energy of meditation is electrifying. And one of our members who comes every week had a family member who was ill with COVID, and we prayed together. We asked for divine intervention, that this family member be cured, taken care of with exquisite care, best possible outcome despite many risk factors. Guess what? It happened. The next day, miraculous things started happening for this woman. Wonderful, wonderful outcome. So prayer works. The power of group prayer and meditation and collective spiritual energy makes magic and miracles happen. My mission is to teach. Jesus was a teacher. Jesus told me to teach. That is like in every single meditation I have, teach, teach. That's why I wrote this book. That's why I do this show. This show is about my upcoming book, but I end up talking about my other books so much. But Jesus is there. Today's his birthday. Today isn't just about what was under the tree or what did you eat or, of course, maybe missing family members. That's real. But if you want to find indescribable comfort, joy, peace, and love, tap into this energy, this Christ energy, this divine spiritual cosmos, source, creator, God, angels, ancestors, divine beings. They're all there for you, waiting. All you have to do is tap into it. Meditation, clearing your chakras, or just clearing your energy field, getting still and quiet on a daily basis to go within and listen, cultivate that intuition. If you can take it further by journaling, by writing out how you feel and asking in writing, please enable me to connect. Please come to me, divine. Please show me how I can better connect and be guided to live my best life that is a positive influence on myself, my family, and the world. Ask, what should you do? Especially if this year has been difficult and you're at a crossroads in your career, your education, your relationships. Ask what to do, what direction to take, what will serve your highest good and those around you. Ask, write about it. Develop a spiritual journaling practice where you meditate first, get silent, listen to that intuition, that divine voice within, and then write in that state of meditation. It's called automatic writing or intuitive writing, and it allows the voice of the divine to speak, flow through you. You write it out. You might not even remember because it's like you're channeling, and you write it, and then you have this written guidance straight from source that tells you what's best for you right now. Do it. It works. It will also tell you what you shouldn't do, what's not serving you, what you need to leave behind. And sometimes the divine will just work its supernatural force in your life to force you to leave a certain situation. Now that's where the magic really happens. Divine intervention is real. It happens. I have lots of stories about that for another day. Meditate, clear your energy, journal. Next thing, what you eat. What you eat can raise your vibrational frequency. God's diet is natural foods, whole foods. Plant-based eating is the way to go. Plant-based eating, because those green foods that grew as a leaf on a tree, on a plant, absorb sunshine. So you're literally eating sunshine when you eat plants, because that's how they grew. The oranges, the bananas, the broccoli, the spinach, the kale, the carrots, the squash. Plant-based eating raises your vibrational frequency. It boosts your immune system. It helps you be healthier. It works magic. And there's so much you can learn online about plant-based eating. You don't have to be a strict vegetarian, but just add more fresh foods to your diet and take out anything that's in a package that has a zillion ingredients that you don't even know what it is. Additives, preservatives, food coloring, excess salt, excess sugar, excess hydrogenated fats. There's so much garbage in food packages. Eat fresh foods. And yes, you can eat fresh foods on a budget. Detroit has something called the Eastern Market. It's the farmer's market. You can buy so much fresh produce for so cheap. So incorporate plant-based eating into your diet, because it will cleanse your body, because it's fresh, healthy food instead of leaving all this chemical residue inside of you because of, junk food, laboratory manufactured foods, whereas food company scientists have literally manufactured the right combination of fat, salt, and sugar so that it's like this super addictive mix that makes it addictive to eat that. And then it has no fiber, so it just slides down and then it doesn't fill you up and you just crave more. Terrible, terrible, terrible. So if you want to connect to the divine, clean your diet. Eat a clean diet. Plant-based is best. Another thing is alcohol dims or dulls your intuition. So I'd rather have really strong intuition than a buzz. So I don't really drink anymore. I used to drink wine. I loved it, but I'd rather have my super strong intuition that enables me to write and feel my best. Some other things that you can do include, using crystals, which they all have a vibrational frequency. So when you work with crystals, you pretty much just hold them and you just feel like the vibration of the rock and it grounds you. And it's delightful because they're beautiful. I have blue one. Isn't that pretty? So anyway, crystals are a wonderful, wonderful way to just relax and like enjoy the moment by looking at the colors and the patterns and feeling the rock in your hand. It grounds you, gets you closer to Mother Earth, especially in the wintertime when being outside can be, unpleasant because it's so cold. So those are some of the things that you can do every day to feel better, to cultivate your spiritual strength and connection, and connect with the joy of Jesus that we feel very strongly today on Christmas, but that you can enjoy every single day. One more thing, women, when you are selecting a mate, that feeling that I described, that I felt with Jesus, the comfort, the purity, the sacredness, that is what you should seek in a man or partner. It doesn't matter if they're male or female. That purity and goodwill for you, that love, that comfort is what you should feel in a person that you select as your mate. Settle for nothing less. And it's less than if you feel that churning undercurrent of anxiety or distrust. You know what I'm talking about? It's female intuition, which is our superpower. Unless you feel the joy, comfort, and peace and purity that I described about how Jesus makes us feel, then that's not the right person. And the more you clear your energy and cultivate a connection with the divine through these practices of meditation, journaling, clearing your energy, and doing other things that you can learn about, like using crystals and essential oils and other kinds of things, eating super healthy. The more you do that, the less tolerant you will be to any type of friendship, relationship, experience that's not on par with your spiritual standards. Honesty, truth, trust, very, very important. So measure any type of mate's worthiness or compatibility with you based on the sacred standard that Jesus sets for all of us. And I believe it's better to be alone than to be in any kind of experience that's less than what you desire and deserve. So I hope that as Christmas 2020 winds down and we celebrate the joy of Jesus, who was born on this day 2020 years ago. I hope that I've said something tonight to inspire you, a stronger connection with the Christ energy, with Jesus, the non-denominational, beautiful, divine being who's there to love and comfort all of us. Thank you for listening. I'd love to hear what you think, so please drop me a comment and like, share, subscribe. Please subscribe to our channel here at Two Sisters Writing and Publishing. We have lots of great programming for you. So again, I hope that you've had a beautiful Christmas. I wish you wellness, peace, joy, comfort, and that you choose from here on to cultivate a spiritual practice on a daily basis that enables you to connect to the divine energy that will truly transform you from the inside out. You will feel like a different person. You will feel reborn. You will feel cleansed. You will feel pure. You'll feel powerful. You will feel like you can enjoy the joy of Jesus every day, as I described, which is pure comfort, peace, and love. I wish you wellness and a Merry Christmas. Thank you for watching this special Christmas edition of my show, Boss Up Goddess. I'm Elizabeth Ann Atkins. And remember, you have the power. I'll see you next time.